I had a good time watching the Smallville TV series. I mean, the series became so big, it not only was live action, but it expanded into the comics to where they actually continue with Superman's journey being actually the full-blown Superman, meeting other characters in the universe like Wonder Woman, making the Justice League of this universe. And since this universe version of Superman is ridiculously strong, Tom Welland's Superman is strong enough to move the entirety of the planet Apokolips away from Earth. Yeah, Darkseid's planet Apokolips was literally about to collide with Earth in this universe. Since we know Superman in this universe is strong enough to literally move planets away, Smallville Superman, the villains and foes in this universe have to be strong to even be able to compete with this being that can move entire planets with ease. He doesn't even seem tired. This is without effort, really, it seems, being the full-blown Superman. Some images make the planet Apokolips like it's a little bit smaller than Earth. Some images make it look like it's about the same size as Earth. And then even some make Apokolips look like it's the size of freaking Saturn, which would mean Apokolips is way bigger than Earth. Just from this angle, but yeah, it depends on how you want to look at it. Have you ever wondered whose planet this is? Well, the show pretty much told you whose planet this was. This was Darkseid's planet. He's the Lord of Apokolips. We never got to really see a full-blown confrontation of him face-to-face with Darkseid in the show, but he has other abilities or other means to help interact with other people in this universe. Like when we do see him, he looks like a big old cloud of smoke. See, here's the thing. We didn't get much screen time for Darkseid, but there was plenty of evidence of different abilities it's implied he does have without really making a full-blown appearance, really. Because in this universe, what we did see him do was see him do a lot of possessing different beings that have darkness in their heart. That's how he was interacting with the characters in this final season of Smallville, season 10, appearing in front of Lionel Luthor, Lex Luthor's dad in this universe. Like usually when we would see him in the show, he would be possessing people, and those red eyes would kind of let you know that Darkseid is possessing a being, like how he possessed Lionel Luthor here. Darkseid's minions or prophets did appear in the show. Some you might be familiar with, like Granny Goodness appeared. She's real famous. You probably recognize her from the animated series, Superman, the animated series, always associated with Darkseid. He's had different vessels that he would possess other than Lionel. Darkseid even possessed this guy. Yeah, you can tell he's possessed. Darkseid seems to love possessing people in this universe. Like multiple people, almost everybody on Earth was going to be possessed by him if Superman didn't save everybody. One could say the only weakness to his possession is that if you're pure heart, you can't necessarily get possessed.
I can see that you're pure of heart. It's too bad. Taking over that body would have been fun.
However, he did possess strong-willed people like Oliver Queen of this universe when he was had a weak moment. So he had a little darkness in him, as seen via the Omega symbol. Darkseid, along with his minions, seem to be able to do a whole bunch of different superpowered abilities. Like Granny Goodness herself can even do telekinesis. She can even go in your head and do some mind manipulation, memory manipulation. So Darkseid's a beast if his minions are this strong, because he's literally above them in every way, really. Like in this Smallville show, he was on some Itachi status, making a avatar of himself, but then would go into a whole bunch of crows. This reminds me of Itachi from Naruto. Like you can see his famous Omega beams here, where you see how they can twist and turn. And yeah, that's the famous Darkseid Omega beams. He can do this in the Smallville universe as well. We just getting started, but let's analyze how strong is Smallville Darkseid. I don't think this takes rocket science to understand this concept, but let's be honest, we all can agree with that whatever Darkseid can do in his true self state, his possessed bodies are weaker. It's proven that his full power is way above beings that he possesses, because occasions like this where he actually comes face to face with Darkseid when he's possessing a body, it shows that he's nowhere near his full power, because Superman easily defeated him here when he flew into him. This same event was referenced here. He wasn't at full power. Darkseid even mentions, "You are the one that failed Darkseid, and Darkseid never forgets," implying this was the same one that Superman met, and he has memories of it. So you can kind of get an idea of how strong his real self is by how strong is the bodies he possesses, because a normal human possessed by Darkseid gets superhuman attributes. Although this is his smoky, cloudy form, you can kind of get an idea that he has to have superhuman attributes. Like this smoky form, we literally see him grab human or physical beings and grab them in the air and even rip the heart out of them. When he's possessing somebody else like this, for example, he can just break the handcuffs with his super strength. So yeah, when he possesses beings that get superhuman attributes, obviously, he can effortlessly knock out beings like Lois. This is easy, right? Sleep time. You can even see how strong he is when he's possessing beings, like how he's doing this with telekinesis, even implying he can harm Superman despite his durability. So what do you think his true self is when he's not possessing beings? He's this strong, enhancing the human body that he's possessing, right? This is the same Superman that can move entire planets, guys. Now that you already know that this version of Darkseid's pretty versatile, okay, this one seems to be taking inspiration from the Darkseid that I mentioned this before in my other Darkseid videos about how you got his avatars and his true self. It seems that Smallville following this concept. Like, we know he has a lot of abilities like Omega Effect. There's implications that he used his telekinesis to actually move the entirety of Apocalypse itself in multiple realities. Like stated here, he tried to enter every reality at once, drawing his beautiful Apocalypse across the stars, like implying he was pulling the big planet Apocalypse himself. He's the one that was pulling this planet. But here's the thing. There's not only implications that he can move entire planets with his abilities or telekinesis or however he moved his planet Apocalypse, but there's implications that he was moving almost every Apocalypse in every reality towards the center of that universe's version of Earth and parallel Earths across the multiverse. Stated here, drawing his beautiful dread Apocalypse across the stars in each parallel universe. Superman said, so the me of this reality has already met you. He said, no, there is no dark side of this reality. There is only one dark side, implying one being was responsible for pulling all these different versions of Apocalypse, because he was trying to merge into every reality all at once as one being. There's implications that he was moving an infinite number of planets or apocalypses across the stars to meet his self in every reality all at once, because the Earth is the center of the universe in every reality. What in the heck? And that's how he was the Lord of all creation when he actually fought the Monitors. And there's implications that he's fought multiple different universe versions of Superman or iterations of Superman. Even this one, but he wasn't at his full power when this one beat him, when he was possessing somebody else. You know, this Superman that he's talking to is the one that moved Apocalypse out of orbit when he was trying to move it towards Earth. So it's confirmed that both Superman of this universe and Darkseid of this, like this Darkseid, can at least easily move planets. This Darkseid is implied he can lift an infinite number of planets based on that. Yeah, DC's kind of got a lot of universes up. There's implications. We just don't have a lot of evidence of it, but it's similar to the main continuity comics we know of, Darkseid's true self being a multiversal entity, cosmic entity type being. Because anytime a character states they are trying to be like a god and trying to enter into every reality at once, this is some multiversal entity type stuff. I want you guys to imagine moving every Apocalypse planetoid in every reality, moving all of them at once in the center of that universe's Earth in every reality. Like, doesn't that sound like a mouthful? Like, this is basically an infinite feat of him moving an infinite amount of apocalypses because of the DC multiverse having infinite amounts of apocalypses. Like, do you see how crazy this is? So all these planets, he can use his telekinesis or whatever power he wants to use to manipulate all these planetoids at once, at the same time, moving them all out of the way, all at once. Yeah, but this Darkseid just lacks screen time, but there's implications he's extremely strong. He can move a whole bunch of Apocalypse planets at the same time with his telekinesis if he wished. Like, it makes you wonder, what the heck is his Omega Effect? What does his Omega Effect feel like? What's his blast power? I hate to be that guy, but yeah, he really doesn't have that many showings. The few showings he does have kind of shows his power. He's meant to be a match for Superman. We've seen him match him even in possessed bodies when he's weakened. You get the idea. Apparently, he can move an infinite amount of apocalypses across the stars or universe, in every universe at once at the same time. Crazy, right? Feats like this is kind of hard for humans to comprehend, but before I get going, everybody, respect Darkseid in the Smallville universe. And I gotta say thanks to the donators real quick. Helps out a lot, everybody. Respect Darkseid of Smallville. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.